Hi, my name is Chris. In this video we'll be talking about irrationality in language learning. Ooh, interesting topic for a video. And before we start, a word of introduction. My name is Chris and I teach French to people. In fact, I wouldn't even say that I teach it. I don't teach French. I make it possible for people to know French with 100% certainty. That's what I do. Within a year, within 100 classes, it's not maybe, it's certain. It's a certainty. That's what I do in life. I make it possible for people to know French. Stretch out your arm and take it. And I think even this is overly modest. 100 classes is, you could do it quicker than that. Who is this guy? Why does he think he can do that? Well, let me explain. So the reason I'm able to do this may be because I have a knack for seeing systems. I don't know. I have the ability to simplify concepts, see systems. I think I'm very good at laying out the language clearly. I say, this is what you need, do this. If you do what I say, it will work. I see systems. Can't explain it any other way. Do what I say, it will work. Don't do what I say, it probably won't work. And, you know, seriously, when I hear about people who've been learning French for 5 years, it's insane to me. It's insane. And I've been accused on YouTube of, oh, you were born bilingual, it's easy for you. No, I just see the system. I see the yellow brick road that leads you straight to French. I see it. I can't explain it. You can't put it into words. I see it. And so learning French for 5 years is insane to me. There's no way you cannot make it work. There's no way it cannot work unless you go about it in an irrational way. And this is what I would like to talk about, because irrationality is the first cause for not learning a language properly. And if you think about it, it's everywhere in language learning. I'm not jaded and I'm not pointing the finger. I'm not trying to create a contrasting effect to say I'm much better, but objectively, I mean, look around. I mean, irrational solutions are everywhere in language learning today. Look at the landscape. Learning with unqualified people. How many thousands of people are learning with unqualified people? And it's out in the open. People actually know that that person they're learning a language with is utterly unqualified. Never spent a day at university or anything, never studied anything to do with language learning, still follow their advice. It's as good as any, right? That's irrational behaviour. Buying obviously ineffective solutions. Like, you don't even have to be an insider to language learning to know that this brand is obviously ineffective. Still buy it. Still buy it. Why? Irrationality. I propose we go to my program for a second. It's a program, French program called A to Z. There's a reason it's called A to Z, because you start at A, you finish at Z. You follow the yellow brick road, you learn French with utter certainty. So you start at A, you finish at Z, or Z for my American friends. So at the very top, it says, welcome to the program. 61 lessons later, there's all the French you would ever need. You can't fail at it. 61 lessons, there's all the French you would ever need. You do the lesson, you do the self-assessment, you do the lesson, you do the self-assessment, that's it. You follow the yellow brick road. You can then add on 20 more lessons to go to the advanced skills of French. So essentially in 80 classes you're there. 80 classes, that's it, you know French. Yeah, there'll always be a new word you've never seen before, a new sort of expression, but in 80 classes, essentially that's it. I have nothing more to teach you, or very little. How can it go wrong? Irrationality can make it go wrong. What do I mean? Well, a person might choose not to learn certain parts of the program. They might see the first title, A, think, well, that's boring, I'll skip to lesson 18. That's irrational. It won't make it work. It will cause it not to work. They might skip all the self-assessments, which will cause it not to work, because then you don't know if you properly learnt the lesson. That's why the self-assessments are there. First there's the lesson, then the self-assessment asks you, are you quite sure you know? Are you quite sure you know the main parts of the lesson? Then you move on. An irrational behaviour would cause a person to skip that. As I said, this program is based on lesson self-assessment, all the way down to lesson 80. You cannot fail at this. No one can fail at it. Now the only way to fail is by not doing it. It's a bit like getting fit. Okay, it's always the same allegory, isn't it? It's a bit like getting fit. There's a program that's made by an expert. One day they look at your arms and they say, well, your arms aren't looking too good. It's a bit thin there. What's been going on? Don't do them. What do you mean you don't do them? Don't do my arms. Why? Just don't feel like it. You don't do your arms, that's it. You skip that part of it. You don't do your arms. Why? Just don't. You see, that's irrational behaviour. That was actually fun to do that little sketch. So to conclude this, I don't rehearse these videos. To conclude this, failing at learning a language is only possible by adopting an irrational behaviour. Not studying, not repeating, not making notes, and not learning with a strategic program in an organised way. All these things are irrational. So I propose you think about it. Are you quite sure you're rational in your approach? Are you following a rational program? My name's Chris from OuiCommunicate. I hope this was useful. Hope to see you very soon. Bye.